The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Derek Smith. I'm with PAC 341, and the purpose of my presentation today is just to provide a quick and dirty overview of Scoutbook. This is probably going to be 10 minutes, and just to give you what is the most important pieces of Scoutbook to be aware of or know how. So this is a good refresher for anyone that's been with our PAC for a while, or if you're new to our PACs, you understand how we communicate and measure advancement. So without further ado, basically Scoutbook is made up of two sections. One is really what I deem as collaboration tools. It's your basic email messaging within the PAC. So I'm going to quickly touch base on that. That's pretty straightforward. And then also touch base on calendars and events. So I would expect probably as the average parent will probably pay more closer attention to the calendar than messaging. A lot of times people use text messages and just calling outside of the tool. So I'll spend a little more time on calendaring. And then the second thing that's most important out of Scoutbook is advancement. So this is how we measure and track your son's getting their requirements to further their rank within the PAC. So as they go through Tiger, Wolf, Bear, Weeble 2, there's obviously specific requirements that they need to meet as you work through the year, and the way that we track that is through this tool. So I'll show you that as well. I'm going to be using my son as the, I guess, guinea pig as we go through the demo. So what I'm going to do here is just switch over to a normal browser. You'll be invited to set up an account through your den leader. So we'll have a link with invitation, and this is completely secure. Only the leaders or the assigned people who have connections to your son will be able to view his advancement. So everyone on leadership, and then also your den leader will have access to the account. So using my account here, I'm going to show the email and calendaring capabilities within Scoutbook. And again, this is really straightforward, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach back out to me or your den leader. But so when you sign in, you're going to get, this is my dashboard. I have administration access, so I'm going to have a little more bells and whistles than the average user. But basically, messaging is going to be right down here. You're going to have your son, and then PAC 341 will show here, which is the unit. For messaging, you click on messaging, and it's basically going to scroll up and hide the top header information. And basically, you just go to send message. And it's going to pull up everyone who is within our PAC and who you can send a message to. So basically, by clicking on the individuals, you're selecting who you want the message to be sent to. You can come up here and select all. It's going to select all the parents. If you want to send a message directly to the leadership and everyone, you can come up here and select all. So very, very straightforward. As you scroll down, it is basically sending your typical subject line and message. And then if there's any attachments, you basically browse, pull up your hard drive, and you can send a message. You can also send for the users who have set up their account with their cell phone or have access to their cell phone. You can send text messages as well. So the people who have the little cell phone, I guess, symbols next to their names, those people would receive those types of messages. So I would probably discourage you from doing that as your main communications. Email is probably best. If there's something that's a little more urgent, maybe you can use that, or maybe just use your cell phone for typical text messaging. All right, so I'm going to back out of this. So as you see here, this is the home. This gives you back to your dashboard, and this is just a back button. So I'm going to probably just use the back button for navigation, just so you get used to that. Also, if you click on, if you're used to mobile apps, this is a typical navigation or toolbar that comes down. So you'll see it's basically where you've been over the last few times visiting Scoutbook. It also has a button there to log out. So I'm going to go to events. This is the calendaring capability. So it's going to give you the upcoming events for the pack. So as you can see, coming up on the 21st, we have the Parent Pal Camping. We have the August pack meeting. And all this is really driven on what den you're in, and also all the pack events. So all the pack events will show up, and then all the den events, your specific den will show up. So you're going to go to My Calendar, and basically it's going to give you a view of all the things that are coming up within that month. So you have your typical navigation up there, gets you from month to month. This calendar will be filling up pretty quickly here for the year, as we just are getting approvals for our pack meeting dates and den meeting dates within this district. If you are an advanced user and you manage a calendar for your work like I do, you can actually subscribe to our calendar. And I've done this, and it works really well. So if you hit subscribe here, it's going to give you a link that you can add to, say, Outlook, or I'm a Lotus Notes user. And it will, as meetings are being added, it will actually add those to your work calendar. So not required by any means. I use it just because I'm responsible for calendaring for the whole pack, so it helps me. As you click in there, you'll see some of the events that are coming up, and one of the key things here is, as you click here, you can kind of gauge your view, or modify your view on what you see. Right now, I'm seeing everyone's calendar. If I add the new Tiger Den, I can also see them. So if you just wanted to see the den or our calendar, the pack's calendar, you can just go and click off those, and the calendar will change based on what you filter here. So basically, these are really filters. I have that set to have everyone. So if you're just the average user that has a son, you're not part of leadership, you can probably just have the pack for everyone calendar, and if your son is a bear, you just have the bear selected. So that really, and updates based on what I've selected, and it's going to update what is shown on here. So for example, if you looked at the August pack meeting, you click on that, it's going to show where it's at, time, location, any details, a quick description of what the event is, and I think you will be able to post comments if you want for the event. It's strictly optional, but basically that is the calendar capability. So you'll get emails and reminders based on who set up the meeting. So really straightforward calendaring capability. All right, so I'm going to go back and back. All right, so I'm next going to, we covered email and calendaring or messaging. I'm going to go into advancement. So when you sign in the Scoutbook, this is the screen that you should see. If you click on your son, again, we're going to use my son as the demo here. If you'll pull up the current rank, he's in the bear den. He's 17% of getting his bear badge. It's going to show the people who are assigned to him in terms of parents and guardians. So if your husband and wife or spouse are connected there, it's going to show. You can click on yourself, and and show, update your contact information, your phone number, which I really encourage you to have that all updated for just emergency purposes or just general contact information, so we can get a hold of you if we need to. In terms of advancement, it shows what all my son has done over his last couple of years in scouting. It shows his badges, his specific awards that he has earned throughout the last couple of years. So it's kind of a nice, pretty thing to show. Jack actually has a profile that he kind of chimes in every once in a while and looks at that. So the most important thing here that I go to as a parent, there's some things here that Jack keeps track of, his camping and hiking log and so forth, not necessarily requirements. The most important thing that I wanted to show you is the advancements. So these are the ranks that he has gone through, and he's currently on his way this year as a bear. And it shows basically the timeline of when he's completed all those requirements. So if I was to click in the wolf, which he just completed last year, it kind of walks you through all his things that he has earned through last year. So these are the elective adventures, and up here were the really the requirements. So as you work through these, and you're going to have your book, and the book's going to outline a little more detail what Scoutbook was. So as you and your den go through some of these achievements, some of these you do on your own, some of them you do with your den, you go in and record that they're complete. So and let me pull up a good example here. So duty to God. As I click on that, this is one that Jack spent a lot of time on last year, making his first communion. So as you complete these, it kind of gives you the quick overview of what's required. And as you complete them, you basically put a check mark there. And as those are being checked, those get emailed. There's kind of a workflow built in, so that a notification gets sent to your den leader to approve of the requirement that was complete. Jack likes to go a little above and beyond, and sometimes he will attach things to the advancement. So if you click on that, you're going to say when it was complete, simple calendaring thing that pulls up, and we attach the picture. So the requirement was visit a religious monument or site where people might show reverence. So Jack attached a picture here. It's not, it's sideways, but it gives you an example of what you can do and attach, and that's something that we like to do. So you have that type of capability, and then you can write notes in here, and your den leader will get that information sent to them. So really straightforward. So it is important, as some of our dens get the size that they are, we have experienced significant growth over the last couple of years. So it's important for you to really help out your den leader and update this tool. So we're not having to chase people down to enter this information, because if it's not entered here, it's impossible for those den leaders to approve of anything for you to get the requirements. So everyone's just a volunteer, so this is really a helpful tool that our volunteers that are going above and beyond as den leaders aren't having to spend more of their free time chasing parents down. So this is a great tool to use. And that's it. So here it gives some information here on who can actually see this information. You'll see your den leader, and then some of the other folks that are part of our leadership here. Here's if you want to attach a picture or post a note. So really straightforward stuff. Once you get in and start clicking around, you'll be able to see that. Your den leader will be able to help you out. Here's another one, collections and hobbies, which was a requirement last year for Jack. Like, for example, here's one that create an autograph book and get 10 autographs. Pick a famous person. So I don't remember what quite we did here. He completed that September, so again, it's just pulling up a calendaring capability. And then, Jack wrote on Justin Verlander's fan page. He's a big JV fan, and then posted a picture of it to show Catherine what he did. So again, just another example of how to record your advancement within Scoutbook. So that's all I have in terms of just the nitty-gritty on Scoutbook. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you get to this screen, this is another screen that you might have access to. Again, I'm not sure because I have admin access. Really, you just need to go to your dashboard. Some of this is all kind of outside of our pack. So if you go to your dashboard, it's going to take you back to this screen here. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions at all, again, you feel free to reach out to me or your advisor. Thank you.